And we are live on my side, live twice.
Exactly. We're live on both ends.
No doubt. Flashpoint Ebontis. What is going on?
Oh, there's this little thing called Warmind that came out. Been
Yeah,
playing
did
that.
something drop? Was it
Yeah,
content?
little bit of content. A little bit of a grind. There's a few things people are spending a few countless hours to try and do. So,
I had no idea that there was a content drop this week.
well, you're in the right place. Seems like we've got some stuff to talk about. Some of it may be new information for you, but I know you know what we're talking about. We're just messing with you guys. But good morning. A little early start to Flashpoint. Let him get to sleep. We always got our crazy hour schedule, but we try to make this thing work. So
Exactly. Ebontis taking care of the vampires out here, man. I gotta respect him. He's got love for me right now.
gotta appreciate. Hey, I did my 3 a.m. wake ups for weekly resets and stuff. I appreciate any crazy hours you got to pull. So that's
No
just
doubt, man.
that is part of life. So
You know it. You know it. So
but
let's
yeah.
get into this thing, man. What's going on? You been
So
playing?
I've been playing just as much as I can kind of get in. I played a lot Tuesday night, so I kind of switched so I could play that night. So jump through the campaign. We'll get to our impressions and stuff here in a little bit, but kind of jumped through the campaign, started grinding around, feeling out exotics, playing a little PvP, tried a heroic strike, kind of hurt. Um, tried
Uh
escalation protocol. That hurt even more.
You
So
got laced.
I
You
got lit up.
spanked.
So yeah.
No doubt.
But yeah, so I mean, I've been playing as much as I can. But yeah, how about you? How much you have you had a good chance to get in there?
Yeah, man. I got a chance. Like I said, as soon as the launch day, I was ready to rock. And yeah, man, I jumped in as soon as that thing went live. Got pretty much no sleep, but I was excited. It brought back the feels. You know what I mean, for a little bit. So yeah, did the campaign, and right after that, messed a little bit with escalation, messed a little bit with some glory crucible. Just a tad, just to get a feel of that stuff, kind of. And just a lot of grinding for the weapons. And actually, I started exotic masterworks. I went hard,
Nice.
and shout out to the Crimson, man. That's my thing right now. Me and Crimson got a nice relationship right now. I got a cool little build going on right now that's really helping me, especially being that I'm so underleveled. But I am loving it.
Yeah, it's nice. There are definitely some good things to this, and
Some
as
other
we've
things too.
some other things, but it's like as we keep saying, I guess one of the first questions I think people are going to want answered is this the time to come back? And I think you have to preface that as
Mm,
where were you before this came out?
yeah, that's a good question. And I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Like this, I've been seeing obviously a lot of feedback out here in these social media streets. And look, we've been saying this from day one. Like this is not going to be the type of expansion that's going to save Destiny. That everyone's going to come back and flock in the masses. And yes, it's bad. If you came into that thinking that, you're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah,
And we all knew it. And all I want to do is preface it is say that because of what we've been talking about the past couple of flashpoints and with the Destiny Community Summit, a lot of the content creators were already telling us like they've touched Warmind and they were like, okay, it's good, it's solid, it's a nice little baby step, but the fall is where it's at.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I came in with that expectation. So I'm seeing a lot of these reviewers and they're like, oh my God, it's the same trash and it's this and it's that. And I get it. This is not going to be, if you've been paying attention to us, we have repeatedly said baby steps to the right direction.
yep,
Baby steps. So now for the hardcore, for the D1 guys, I will say you're going to like it because, I mean, is it perfect?
you're
No.
gonna like the way I look. I guarantee it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's the right path. Shout out to Chris Cobra in the chat. It's the right path. So it's like the hardcore guys are gonna start remembering, ooh, mysteries, ooh, grind, all that nostalgia from D1. And you're like, this is what I'm talking about. And we like the fact that certain content is like super hard off the jump. Now, is everything perfect? No. There's a lot of things we're gonna get into it. I know you're gonna get into it, that needs to be still addressed and
Yeah.
tweaked. But listen, man, I've got a lot of things right now. I'll be honest. It felt good turning it on. It felt good playing. It felt good grinding. I felt good doing my masterworks. Getting these buffs out. It felt really good. Even with the campaign, we'll get into that. There were certain things I thought was done very well. From a battle standpoint. There were certain things that I'm like, all right, that's a little too short. But what's the expectation? Did
Yeah.
we really think everything was going to be in this DLC?
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's where I'm at.
Of
What
course
you think,
not.
Eve? Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I'm in a similar boat as well. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we had talked enough. We kind of had a feel. You heard little rumblings. It's like, did you think this was going to be the epic be all end all? No.
Right.
There were some things I was let down on, but some things have been in development for a while, so they can't make big shift changes. They can't course correct this soon. So I mean, as they've been letting things know and word's been getting out there, it's like, no, you can't change giant things a month before it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there are good things in this. There are steps in the right direction, and these are those pieces that I hope put us on, basically a course that sets up the fall in a positive direction and continued improvement going forward. So,
Right. Let me ask you a quick question. I know I'm trying not to make it too much of a long point,
no,
but
you're good.
something's on my
It's
mind.
gonna
I
happen, I
want to
think.
get your thanks, bro. I
Hashtag
want to
long
get your
point.
hashtag long point. I want to get your opinion because a lot of thing I've been seeing also is that I'm seeing a lot of the reused assets and the people who, let's just put it mildly, the people who Bungie who pissed off at this point who are saying they're not coming back to the game. These are things they're saying. They're like, they're just giving us the same stuff, exotics being reused, things like that. What do you say to that contingent, which is, I wouldn't even say it's a minority. I would say it's a majority I've seen out there. What do you say to that contingent? E?
I can't say they're totally wrong.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's like you can't. So it's like you take the hive. Now they never promised some brand new species. I feel
hmm
like they said a new enemy
hmm
in the trail. Did they? It was like I feel like I'm wrong, but I always kept thinking we had like
But
some
the
new.
snow covered hive,
Yeah, so we have snow covered
the
hive. So you
snowy
take
hive for
hive.
the winter,
Now,
baby.
I was like, they technically have a new enemy there. We have a hive sniper, which its little tracking laser is kind of it's a little trippy.
hmm
You've got the knights with the shields.
hmm
So, and you've got the snow, you've got the chilled effect when things explode. I mean, they do have some slightly different mechanics. Are they major changes? No. We're still in the same universe right now. It's
Right.
gonna take, it's gonna take fall. It's gonna take that Comet expansion. It's gonna take the Taken King to go. Okay, here's something new. But even with Taken King, they Takenified some of the enemies. Now they made them like animate differently, but they took a similar model.
Right.
I was like, I want to see new models come the fall.
Facts.
That's a piece. But no, I mean I can't honestly hold it against them. Now there are some different mechanics and things, but is it an easier switch for them to use it that way? Yeah. Maybe did that allow us to get some other things that we got? Maybe. So they're different teams working on different stuff. What do you think? I mean,
Yeah. Look, I don't
it's
want
hard
to
to
get into
disagree
the.
for me on that one.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm never going to get into the excuse making business, right? There's definitely some reskins here. There's definitely a lot of assets that have been reused. And I hear the argument that people are like, hey, we're getting finessed, $20. I'm getting some of the same stuff. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to sugarcoat that. All I'm saying, I want to shout out, what's homie's name? From he was on the developer update. Damn, he was on DCP. He's gonna be on DCP recently.
Josh
Okay,
Hamrick,
not hammering. He's got the glasses. He's got the
John
hat.
Wisniewski.
Not Wisniewski. He's
Those are the
kind
two
of
that are
new.
going to be on DCP.
Oh, maybe it's the first one. Maybe it is Hamrick. Maybe it is
Hamrick,
Hamrick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hamrick, yeah.
So shout out to him for getting in front of it because I know Twitter was on him. They were kind of on him, and he was just like, "Look, we apologize for disappointing you. This was not the game that initially you guys were pleased, and we're trying to work hard to get this thing back." So I guess my mentality is this: you know, should they have been in this position? No, right? They should have learned from D1, and me and you spoke about that ad nauseum. But I want to say is that here, what's the alternative? Like when you have something that disappoints you, right? Or let's say any relationship, right? You date someone and they disappoint you. They betrayed your trust. You have a decision to make. You have to say, okay, I'm done. I don't trust you anymore. Or if you see this person come back with general compassion and empathy to fix the situation and you start to see steps, you also can't get mad at the people who say, you know what, I'm gonna give this person a chance. You know what I mean? And see because I like the direction they're going. And that's pretty much what I'm saying because I'm prepping ILP episode this Sunday is gonna be raw.
Oh yeah.
Warmind will be a topic. And
Ah, well, I have no
and
doubt.
I know where a couple of lords will be going. You know what I'm saying? I've
Of
seen the
course.
exactly. And that's cool. If and I feel bad for the people who they've burned because you can tell those people truly love Destiny, right?
Yeah.
And they're just hurt right now. They're like, no, this, that, and the third. For me, Dude, I'm having fun. I hate to admit it, man. I had fun this week. I can't. Was it perfect? No. I had so much fun. Mechanics are great. The changes are great. A lot of things are in the right direction. I love the fact that some of the content was hard. We're gonna see what happens with this raid layer later this afternoon. But that's where I'm at with it, man. So I'm still waving the flag, even though I'm getting shot at.
No, no. I mean, and that's why I was like, you went a little broader, but yeah, I agree. It's like
Mhm,
if you enjoy Destiny and occasionally you want to dabble in,
mhm,
it's a decent time to have some fun,
mhm,
hunt for some secrets. Exotics feel like a little more
mhm,
closer to the word exotic, which was kind of a requirement in my book. Those
mhm,
pieces are all headed, as you said, in a good direction. So if you want to jump in for a little while,
mhm,
go through the campaign, check some stuff out. It's a decent time. If you got the season pass already,
mhm.
it's a nice time to do it. There's no reason
Exactly.
not to.
And it's better than Curse of Osiris.
Oh my,
Better.
okay. Curse of Osiris set a really low bar. You could basically trip over it.
Exactly.
So that one
Good.
wasn't hard to pass, but it is still definitely better for sure. For some
Hmm.
parts, still
No
have
doubt.
some things. But with Warmind, we also had the update 1.2.0 and the little
Yes, sir.
hotfix that went with it. So that came out. We have
Hmm.
season 3 that's live, and also we have just this week at Bungie, which didn't cover too much, but a couple things. But most of it is the update. I mean, that's the
Hmm.
changes. So we'll start with the update, and then we'll kind of break down the pieces of the expansion itself, just so you guys know kind of how this is going to run through. Patch had
Hmm.
a lot, so this is going to kind of probably cover a decent amount. If we don't get to anything in our random tangents and discussions here, we'll make sure we cover just the full expansion piece as well.
No doubt.
So we're just going to kind of scroll through this as we go. Um, New level cap, 30.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's in there. No, it's a legitimate question. It's like, why do we have a level and a
Yeah, it's
power
weird.
level if that level literally is only, say, have experience and you basically get that by playing the story?
Yeah, I think they just using it as a kind of a barrier from certain activities.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's just what it is.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's just like
Mm.
it has zero meaning otherwise. It's not like I'm
Yeah,
level
otherwise
30
than that, it
facing a
has
level 25 enemy in the wild. Oh, I got an advantage. That doesn't matter.
facts.
So, I want to ask you a
Mm.
question. Literally,
Yes,
when
sir.
you logged into Warmind, the absolute first thing you did was what?
Put them emotes on, baby. I got my dances together. Seriously, the game made me do it.
Oh yeah, like it popped up. So I was tower,
Hmm.
dumped stuff into my vault, so I had space
Hmm.
because everything was full.
Hmm.
Finally picked up all the shaders that had been in my vault or postmaster for weeks,
Hmm.
and then emotes. That was number 2. I didn't even start the campaign until everything was set. I went to the tower, cleared out that,
Yes.
set up my emotes, tested a couple dances. Then we're like, all right, now let's do the campaign.
Now ready to go.
So
Exactly.
multi emote wheel, you got 4 at a time. Pick them out. I like it.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah, man.
just waited too long for it, but glad it's here.
Glad it's here.
So, I mean, you guys, yeah, check it out when you get in there. It's definitely nice to just do multiple at a time. They've also been removed from the vault, so it's just on your
Hmm.
character. It's just all good
Yes.
changes there.
Very good quality of life, baby.
So the sandbox, we got a lot of changes here.
Hmm.
So exotic masterworks are a big one. Those are
Hmm.
live. Those are what you've been grinding for. There are some noticeable changes, some really good
Hmm.
ones. And they're going to take a little while to get them all and finish them all. You're going to have to play with each one of those exotics for a decent amount of time.
And I like that. I like they want you to master the weapon. I love it. If you love the exotic, you put the time in. For the most part, you're gonna get that catalyst if you pay attention to what the hint is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also like
Hmm.
the fact that this is like one of the best ways I think they could have done it.
Yes,
To
gotta
truly
give them
just,
credit.
yeah, I
Hmm.
was like, for exotics, like, how do you make an exotic the grind for it special as well? It's like they threw them at this. They threw them at this. They couldn't pull that back. The curtain was
Hmm.
open, like we can see it all.
Yep.
But it's like you want to make an exotic special, and they actually have taken most of those masterworks, and they're pretty solid, if not epic.
Hmm.
But I think they did it well. So for any new exotic that comes out, say in the fall, a nice
Hmm.
full sweep of a good. Now, if they do them all of them this way, now that's how you set up like the future stuff to make it proper.
Absolutely, completely agree with you. Love the way this has been handled.
So I'm definitely enjoying that. There's some good ones. We'll dive into a few details on a couple.
Hmm.
But we also have just exotic weapons in general. Sorry if I just hit
Yes.
my mic, guys.
No worries.
Exotics got some buffs. Some big,
Hmm.
some small, lots of things across the board. So we're just going to kind of go through, and either I just want to hear your quick thoughts, or if you've had a
Hmm.
chance to play with it and love it, which I know
Yeah.
one of them in here you can't live without now.
You already know what that is.
Yep. So sweet business. Ammo's up to 999. It's just maxed. So people are just going to be just kind of constantly dumping ammo. If you're using your rally barricade, just a
Oh yeah,
thousand
callus.
bullets will
All I'm
fly.
thinking is callus plates. The disgustingness. Love it.
Yeah, it's going to be insane. So,
Hmm.
also increase the ammo gain when players picked up kinetic ammo. So you actually don't get just like 100 for a thing that has 999. You're going to be getting more. So it's nice.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a minigun. You need a lot of bullets, and they're treating it accordingly. This is good. So
Hmm. No
minor
doubt.
change there. Vigilance wing recovery set to max while last stand perk is active.
Hmm.
All right, that's just kind of minor,
Kind of
but
like, all right.
you know, sure, whatever. It's not even anything I
Whatever.
pay attention to
Yeah.
on it, but that's fine. Jade Rabbit, stability plus 20. I mean, Jade Rabbit's always just kind of fun. You can 3-tap with that thing. It's slow, but, hits like
Yeah.
a truck. So I
Shout out
always
to
enjoyed it in
Astacross. He's got
D1.
a funny video out on that right now.
Oh, I've got to check that out then.
Yeah, you got. He goes hard against the J. He masterworked it, and he wasn't that happy.
Not too happy with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not all crazy victories. I mean, some is just like Jade is a scout rifle, and it's like, and if you hit body, head, and then you get like that, extra damage. That's its purpose. Like
Yeah.
at
He
some
said it's
point,
good. He just said, not to cut you. He said it's good. He just said that because Graviton got what it got,
oh
it
yeah,
outclasses that in its own
pretty
field.
much in
So
every
they may
way.
have to revisit it. That's all he was saying.
Yeah, and I think as some of these get out in the wild and we see that, as you say, Crimson is feeling solid, Graviton
Yeah.
will get there in a little bit. Some of these feel really good to the
Yeah.
point where, like, okay, so you redid some of the exotics so well that the other ones that you thought you did weren't quite as good as you hoped.
Exactly. Facts.
So,
Mhm.
Rat King. Now, I'm going to caveat this one because as of the time of this video, they have deactivated the gun.
Shut down, baby.
Yep, we're done. So, but this actually sets a new precedent for the fact that they can disable a weapon straight away.
Yes.
Just
Which is
turn
cool.
it off. Yep. So you
Mhm.
just have to log out, log back in, and basically it's just going to be grayed out or whatever. I haven't looked at mine, but you can't use it. So if it's
It's
something is
there.
truly broken,
Mhm.
just shut it down. They don't have to wait for a long fix or anything. So
Love
that's
it.
good.
Yeah. Shout out to Lord King in the chat. Yeah, Rat King got shut down. There's some perk in there that broke the game because apparently they gave it like all these new powers and it like just broke it. So they don't want to have it activated for the raid that jumps off at one. So yeah, if you look in your inventory, Rat King is disabled. It'll be back next week. Calm down. He said, "It's BS. I earned that gun." It'll be back. They just got to fix it because right now it's just too broken. If 6 people have it with all the new stuff that they added, you'll melt the entire.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of nuts. Was it
Go
too much
ahead.
damage? I actually didn't dig in too deep on that one, or what was it?
Yeah, from my understanding, it's just like they broke something that it's so OP in certain segments
You know,
that yeah, because they really buffed it and they made it. I guess it's just game breaking. So
nice. Yeah, I mean the idea what they were going for is the stat benefits when you're having running with a pack are just better, and the bonus damage and most of it's all front loaded. So if you have at least two, you get a really big bonus, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 are smaller increments above that. But the initial boost of like 2 or 3 is substantial as opposed to trying to make it an even spread.
no doubt, they'll get it
Slight
right.
damage increases. The Rat King perp, you can go invisible, more inventory, full auto. Like, I mean, it's really cool stuff to it. So people are actually looking forward to it as just an option. Even if you're just running a scout and you want to finish somebody up, just tap, tap, tap.
Yep. And I love the fact that you don't even have to, as long as you just have it equipped, you can have it stowed, but as long as it's equipped, you'll still get the Rat King perk.
Yeah.
So it just adds to that whole running with your 6, running with the pack. Like, it's going to be right. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm a little disappointed. Yes, we didn't get a chance to use it. We're not going to get a chance to use it this week. Again, but by next week, I think Tuesday, they've already made an announcement that patch will be in place for this.
Yep. Yeah, they mentioned a couple little hot fix things coming.
Mhm.
Crimson, it's all you, man. Let's see it.
Woo! Let's get to it. All right. So I'm a big fan of Crimson in general when it first released. I'm like, okay, mini Red Death, like the way they reimagined, Red Death in the hand cannon. I'm a sucker for hand cannon. So I wanted to love the gun. But I was just like, just was too underpowered, had its flaws.
Yeah.
Now, oh boy, like I literally struggle taking Crimson out of my loadout. It is so dominant for trash mobs, medium yellow bars. It's really dumb. And the thing about it is like, was dope. Let's say you knew an escalation protocol, right?
Yeah.
You know that first wave of the hive come out, right?
Yep.
Normally, any other person, you're gonna get overwhelmed at some point. It's just too many, no matter what gun that you have. Unless it's maybe, I guess, graviton. But even if you got graviton, you're gonna run out. You got to
You got to
reload.
reload. Yeah.
Not Crimson, baby.
Dude, I
So
know.
now getting them headshots. Boom, energy coming back to you, healing yourself. Boom, you killing with the headshots. Automatic bullets in the clip. It is amazing. And then it's got range on it. Like it's really beasty. So I'm sitting there playing when I'm like, because that was one of the first guns I was going to try Graviton, and I literally could not stop playing. And because you're so under level, the way Destiny is now working with Warmind, getting that health is critical right now.
Oh, I mean, if you just even want to toy around in escalation, this is crucial.
Bro, let me tell you the lore. I'm gonna give y'all a little secret right now for y'all warlocks out there. Crimson and the Stag. Thank me later.
Why the Stag?
Let me tell you why. Because you're doing heroic strikes, right? The Stag has the Dearly Departed. Soon as you get hit with it, because you remember you're gonna be under level. You're gonna get hit
The
hard.
critical hit does.
Boom, you're gonna automatically have rift energy. Boom, you throw the rift down. Heal yourself with Crimson. You're constantly keeping yourself alive with all the content that's higher level than you. I literally had 2 blueberries in a heroic strike. I was keeping them alive because if I got hit with critically, I get rift energy instantly, put it down. Use Crimson to keep healing myself, and the cycle continue. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all warlocks out there, dust off the Stag.
Yeah, I was like, it's got a lot of dust from D1.
It's got a lot of dust on it. It's a cool ornament out though, right? Have you seen the ornament for the Stag?
I have not actually.
Oh, yo, it's one of their best ornaments ever. I'm like literally at Tess Everest about to hit the slots trying to get this thing.
Yeah, it's not in mine. I don't get that one.
It's not in my psionic matrix, but hopefully next week because I may have blew about $10 trying to.
What? Excuse me, you threw money at the screen.
You know. But all truth be said, it's really a great low level strategy to stay in high end content. I've had so much fun with this build, and I literally unlocked the masterwork. I put the grind in. I got all the kills, the precision kills. It was like almost like 700 kills, something crazy. Got the range stat buff. It's a great gun. Love the Crimson.
700 kills. That's a grind.
It's something disgusting. Yeah, it's definitely 500 to 700. It's something to get the master.
That's a real grind. I mean, if you want to master an exotic, that's a legit number. So I was like, I hadn't. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, check it out. Sounds like you're gonna have to pry that out of Cognito's cold dead hands over there. So,
Crimson,
Sturm and Drang.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in theory, I've seen how these work.
Yes,
I've watched them. It's fine. The sidearm reloads magazines into the hand cannon, and if you overload the rounds, they're 80% more damage. In theory, sounds kind of cool. But that is a very technical process to get into. Use your sidearm, get kills. Then, without dying, by the way, ever, turn around. Then you have those 1 or 2 bullets that are 80%. If you're accurate, cool. You can 2-tap someone. It's definitely possible. And there are people out there with the skill level to be able to do this. But as I do any of my Xur reviews, there's usually a caveat to most of them to say, like, and that's why Stag typically is one that I'm not going to tell you is that high. Now, it may change a little bit, but typically, if it's something where it's like you need to wait to die for something to activate, that may never actually happen, and you have an exotic wasted slot.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, so it's like this one here is not to that level, but it takes a lot of pieces falling in together. Get a kill with the sidearm. Load up one bullet. One. Even if you just run around killing a couple ads, like 2 or 3 thrall or something like that, and you go pop, pop. Okay, I got 80% of it a hand cannon. It still takes a lot of shots to take out just a knight. So it's like when you run around in PvE, I still don't think this is a combo that is worth giving up so many other pieces.
I agree to hold a spot. Now in PvP, the people will argue, right? Because they'll say, hey, you get that kill and then you get the 2-shot in PvP. But I agree, PvE, no way. I am not wasting my 2 slots on that. I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect. It has to hit harder, for me to warrant taking Crimson out of my life.
I mean, there's so many other good things we're about to cover too.
I agree.
So, I mean, in theory, in PvP, hey, you could have an awesome skill. You are a beast at this. You're a crafty, one of those epic PvP that are about to hold on to Redrick's Claymore. If you get the Redrick's ornament, that's going to be the first person who gets that. That's going to be epic. Now, I wonder if
Oh
people just
yeah.
grinding it hard right now in a team and just beating everybody because everyone else is busy at like the campaign or grinding for exotics.
Somebody already got it on Twitter.
No,
I
I've
already
seen a
saw it.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just don't think that Sturm and Drain combo. It's just not. It's not mine. So if it
I'm
is
with
yours, more power to you. If it is, just let me know in the comments. Like I'm kind of curious. What's your
Mhm.
play style? What do you like about it? I'd love to hear.
Facts.
So those are the kinetics. Then we've got the energy weapons. Here's where it gets fun.
hmm
We've got hard light first. Have you toyed around with this thing at all?
Yes, when I was doing the little secrets on Mars, and you need to change the
Yep,
element to shoot said secret.
indeed.
Yeah, so that the Harlight came in handy a couple of times.
So it was a pretty good gun before, actually.
Yes.
I mean, range drop off wasn't there.
hmm
Now you just have a little extra to it. You've got just the switch damage type on the fly, which is how it should have been. So glad to see that.
Yep.
And then for those high skill people, you got somebody running at you. You actually have to aim at the floor below their feet and bounce the shots into them for double damage. But if you can do it, I want to see some I want to see like a hard light montage.
Yeah.
Just shooting the ground and just little things keep popping up and everybody's dying off screen. That'd be pretty funny.
That would be dope.
All right. I'm going to take this one because you got
Go for
Crimson.
Go
This
for it.
Graviton
Tell me.
Lance.
Tell
Now, I
me
know
what I'm
most of
missing.
you guys have heard. Graviton Lance is so good. Oh.
Mm.
So, it is now a 2-round burst. It still kicks pretty hard. It does. But that 2-round burst, the first shot, say PvP, for example, if you want to know numbers, is like 12. You're like, all right, that's not much. Shot 2, it's like 59 for that headshot crit. So it's like, pata, 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 done. And then you have now increased stability, reduced recoil on the final round, so it's better than it was. Now the Cosmology Explosion deals more damage, and Cosmology Explosion now spawns little void projectiles that wander around and hunt stuff down. It is the little target floats up instead of backwards, so the detonation is close to its like where they were. So if you get a group of Thrall and you pop the first one, he floats up. It just it's a lot of fun to use, and its range is solid. The little 2-shot burst is basically like a little mini scout. It's a lot of fun. Like this is the gun I had to pull myself away just to try other things, but when I started, I was just running with this constantly.
Wow. So you would say, let me ask you this because I didn't get a chance to really get busy with it. Like, are you able to do like hard content with it? Have you put it through its paces in difficult content?
So it is one that you want to be at range.
Okay.
You don't want to be close. Like Crimson, I can see the Thralls charging you, and I can see the benefit to that. But if you have some range, you can stay mobile and keep your distance. I think it's going to be pretty epic.
Okay.
So range, I think, will be important because it almost feels like a scout, like it almost needs to be one.
So what you running in a kinetic with your graviton as a
I'm
balance?
still trying to decide just because I've been trying to stay as high level as possible. I've been pumping anything through there from like a sidearm, just because it was the highest thing that fell into my inventory.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on the content. Better Devils is still running through there because it's always just solid. Sometimes Better Devils doesn't feel quite as strong when I was using it. Now it's just because maybe I used it when I popped through, like fell through an escalation protocol, and I just felt like it sucked. But yeah, still, I mean, it's still a solid gun. So
Fair enough.
basically, I use the Graviton Lance till it runs out of ammo.
Nice. I gotta dust it off, man. I'll definitely get to it.
It's nice to have a couple options though. But see, this is the point where it's like you're, absolutely all over that Crimson. Graviton Lance is solid, and I got a couple others. But a couple went so good, the others aren't quite there.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Skyburners, have you touched this one yet?
Have not yet. I
Okay.
pulled it up. I would get a chance. I know you've been messing around. Talk to me.
I've messed around with this one. So plus 10 aim assist, 30 handling, that's fine. So you got explosive payload perk, and I don't know if that's just on the actual standard shots. So it's just explosive rounds on your standard scout rifle like ADS. But those hip fire shots are so much fun. They really are. It's just do 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 do, and it's just this it's like a slug. It's not a grenade, but it's like a slug, and you're just pelting them with these little explosive bullets. And this is my gun. Like if you're using Crimson, if I got just thrall right at me, just thump, 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 and just start mowing them down, melting them, just shredding them. So for PvP, I was using it, and the explosive rounds don't hit as hard as I think they should. The little like those. They don't hit as hard. It took me quite a few. Now, the little bit of tracking from range, that's actually really cool. But I think it takes a bit to activate. Like, you need to be at scout rifle range for it to actually, like, course correct. Because if you're close, I don't think it can turn that fast.
Okay.
So, I mean, but if you want to be far away, if you're just far away and you see, like, point C and you're over on a map or something like... So take... what is the map with... it's a D1 map. It would be on like it's Nessus themed now.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You got point B that's like out on its little perch.
It's on the outside of that little slope.
I'm gonna
I know what you're talking about.
So if you were coming from C and you have that kind of little bit of that little baby window where you can shoot all the way into B.
Yes.
You could just sit there with this thing and just pump it onto B and just let those things head in there. If anybody's dumb enough to walk through, they're gonna get tagged. Now I don't know if you're gonna kill them with it. But you're definitely going to, like, catch some people like, oh, crap, because the tracking and everything, it's... Because from there, it's a little hard to be accurate, but that far, the tracking, if you get a little bit of an arc, because this thing goes for a long ways, so you'll
That's
still
a
get
lot of tracking. You sound like colony tracking.
No, God, no, not that far. No, but I'm just saying, like, if you have that range and if you're near them with the cursor, the tracking will help if you have the range for it to correct, I think. So... In certain situations, it's a lot of fun. It's still just a good solid scout rifle. The explosive rounds are good, but just don't be ADS. Just run around with that thing. Just hip fire that sucker, and it's a lot of fun.
No doubt. Sky burner. All right.
I've been messing around, and it's just it's a unique feeling weapon, and these are the ones I'm really enjoying. Is when they feel special. They feel different. They may not be as epic as some, but they feel different. So
nice. Yeah, that's what they're going for, which is good.
Yeah. Risk Runner. Have you touched this? I have not.
Have not pulled Risk Runner out.
So it deals more damage with Arc Conductor active. Enhanced Arc damage resistance to 50% while Arc Conductor is active and Risk Runner is in your hand. Arc damage resistance is now enabled against Guardians, which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
So certain supers are going to be a little less lethal. Arc Conductor can be activated while the weapon is stowed. Now that's actually kind of cool. Give you a perk. Again, if you have a weapon stowed, it's still your choice. So most people are not switching guns mid-fight. You definitely can't do it in a prestige, but if it's on you, it counts, and I like how they're putting that in there on a few of these.
Yeah, I love that feature that they're doing.
Yeah. So haven't dabbled with that one. I mean, it seems like people were okay where it was at. It may have just got a little bit of a buff to it. I don't know if it's noticeably better, but just the fact that it works in Crucible as well. Hey, I'll take it.
I agree.
Sunshot, I haven't used this one yet. Did you get any? Did you
I
explode
have.
any heads?
Yeah, wasn't that impressed.
Yeah, I remember the tweet, and he's like, I just got a 3 kill in Crucible. I'm like, so we're all expecting like a nuclear bomb to go off, and
yeah, it's
not so much.
The radius still, in my opinion, is not big enough. The gun is cool, but in theory, I mean, but it's like at the same time, it's like I can keep my my better devils. Yeah, the explosion momentum is big, but I feel it's just as effective without wasting my exotic slot.
Yeah. It was like, okay, take Sunshot. What would be your exotic like picture of that? I know it's just a random gun like off the cuff, but what do you pick like literally Sunshot? Like how would you make that gun? How would you make it unique? And now you can be game breaking as you want, but I'm just kind of curious, what would you do?
I'm thinking like, look, I like the idea with the explosion radius and all that stuff. That's cool, but maybe they need to throw some like, since we're talking Sunshot, like what about some like DOT? I mean, well, I don't get too dirty because then that's thawing now.
Whoa.
He said, whoa, easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, something. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough. I guess, you got to kind of go the graviton route now. Like you set the bar, right? Yeah. So, you've kind of got to let this thing rain down with some sun explosions or something, Got to do something.
Yeah. So it's like I could see in PvE, I could balance this a little more and have some fun with it. Every time you get a little explosion, there's a little baby solar grenade that just falls to the ground.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or just a little split head, or just a solar grenade that literally is floating in the air wherever their head was. So like if you're running around a corner, here's a fireball, you have to walk through it. It's like, so I mean, even if it's not that long, just certain ways to make it unique. I mean, you picture Sunshot. I want literally a ball of fire.
Yeah, like
That's what I
yeah,
want. Like I want
I'm
a
with
ball
you.
of fire.
And it's a shame because the gun design looks so
Oh, I
good.
love. Oh, do you have the
Yes. Do you
laser
have the
ornament?
ornament?
Oh,
Woo!
that's one of my favorite. I got that when I was
Yeah,
like,
that
oh,
ornament
that's
is
just leave
lit.
it, staying that on there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's when we come from stuff like even Skyburners, which is not like overly epic per se. Just
Right.
I like the way it feels and it's kind of fun.
Yes.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you need more than just like oh the little explosion's a little bigger. Like I wanted more.
I completely agree.
I don't know what. Maybe you have throw luck in the chamber on there, and every so often it's a bigger shot.
Yeah, good
See
point. That's a
something
nice
like that,
one.
like luck
Yeah.
in the like sun in the chamber instead of luck in the chamber. Like, and it literally is just like every so often if you get a precision kill with that bullet,
hmm
every blue moon it just drops a full on soul grenade
Yeah,
like big
I get.
guy. Like
I
yeah,
like that.
just have a little and these. This is why I think it would be really fun to be like a tester on these situations. I'm sure it'd be a
hmm
pain in the butt to program,
Absolutely.
it's like, oh, this is just so easy, and they're like, I'm gonna punch you guys. You have any idea
Yeah,
how
all you
hard
got to
that is
do
to make?
is.
Yeah, all you gotta do. It's like, no, nothing is all you gotta do. So I understand that, but I think it would be if capable. You have like, that's again, it was like use the assets you have. Take a solar grenade and just have that thing spawn if you get that lug in the chamber, and
hmm
just be like, oh crap, the whole world's on fire. Because that would like if you got a precision kill running up on say like point C, and then that thing, ding, you get that little like
hmm
luck in the chamber ping, and then you have a solar grenade now sitting on point C. Well, you just lock that point down. Like it'd be
Facts.
lucky, but it'd be kind of fun. So
That'll be fun. That'll be dope.
random tangent on a gun that's not that good right now. Sorry about that. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna
Cold
happen.
Heart and Prometheus Lens. So both of our beam rifles. Cold Heart, the
Tracy.
damage ramps up faster, which I like.
Nice.
Which for Callus, that'll be new testing for
Yes.
Datto to do.
Yep. Very good testing there.
Reduced incoming flinch, which is nice because if you're
Mm.
holding a beam trying to keep it straight, it's kind of rough. Now,
Yeah.
the precision modifier from 1.05 to 1.4, that's going to make a difference.
That should make a difference.
So I know people are thinking like, is our new secret weapon in the game going to be like the be all end all of damage? And just by sheer numbers, if Cold Heart was good before, these sounds like it's
Yeah.
only going to be just solid.
hmm
So Prometheus Lens on the other side, the magazine's 100. It deals more area damage because it's the one that actually gets larger and larger the longer it's on there. So it's your group
Yeah.
damage. Same precision though. So
Yeah. Which is good.
now Fighting Lion, it's your last energy weapon. Yeah, this is kind of another sigh. So now I was watching. Who was it? Somebody did like a top 5 catalyst, and they put Fighting Lion up there, and
Really?
I have no idea, and I was just like, I respectfully
I,
disagree without
I
even playing it,
respectfully.
but yeah.
Yeah, I just ain't got the energy to grind that. But
Yep.
yeah, I'll have to take that person's word for it and see some footage in action.
Yeah, so deals more blast damage and less direct hit damage.
hmm
Increased ammo inventory, increased spawn ammo, kills with this weapon guarantee energy ammo drops. So if you get a kill, you don't run out of ammo, which is
Yeah,
good
keep using it.
because somewhat limited. But in general,
Still
I don't
needs to
know.
hit harder, man.
Yeah,
Still
I
needs
just
to hit
don't think
harder.
it.
It's just
Yeah,
not there yet.
I'm
But
not gonna
again,
spend too
I'm
much
willing
time.
to be open minded and see what the Catalyst Masterwork version would do, and then
Yeah,
maybe that.
here.
Hope. We'll see.
I might be able to look here. Let's see.
hmm
Lion exotic. Sorry guys, I'm sure you just love hearing me type in chat. Is there anything recent 2 days ago? Let's see.
Pulling up that glorious fighting lion footage,
Yeah, no.
the elusive fighting.
The elusive fighter. Yeah, no, I have like 5 of these things.
hmm
Never been worried about that one. Nah, I can't find it. I don't want to look too long right now. But
That's all good.
yeah, so I mean, check it out. See if it's something I'm missing. But again,
hmm
it just seems grenade launchers. I think just all need a little help. So
Yeah, facts.
still not getting too much love, and I think they may be waiting until fall to be like, yeah, we either got to figure it out if we're getting rid of them, keeping them,
Yeah.
putting machine guns in there, making them crazy. Who knows? Maybe
I
your
agree.
grenade launcher now is an energy weapon, and they're just all sitting there as an option.
Yep. Good point.
Power weapons.
Woo.
What have you toyed around with here?
Both of these two coming up, I have messed with.
So tractor cannon.
Yes.
Take it away.
All right. Very fun. Very fun. I felt that the damage was good. The suppression was good. I've been tried it in PvP, which I should have. So I wanted to see that suppression so I can be kind of a jerk. But in PvE, I was surprised. I was messing around with it in escalation, and I was hurting some wizards and stuff like that. Now, part two with the void damage for 10 seconds with that part, I don't know if it was me or if it was just because it was escalation. Maybe it was just too hard. I didn't feel that was that spectacular. But again, keep in mind, my test subject was escalation mode. It was like, one of those
Worked over
lost
anyway.
yellow bars. Yeah. Excuse me. And that might not have been a good test. So what I need to do, kind of test it doing like a regular strike,
Yeah.
something where the power level is not that crazy, and then give it a shot. But overall, it felt good. I have to admit. hmm It's in the rotation.
Nice. I
hmm
mean, the suppression, I'm still waiting to see CJ and Destin go at it for their
hmm
fire team chat 1-on-1.
Hell
It's
yeah.
going to be CJ with the fusion, Destin with tractor cannon. We'll see who wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darcy. Now, I've messed around with this one a little bit.
Talk to me about your Darcy experience.
It hits like a truck, man.
Yes.
Oh, man.
hmm
So I saw Pyro. He did a little video. It's like, dude, there's an exotic not getting a lot of love. It's Darcy. Like, you
hmm
want some sniper damage? This thing's going to hit hard.
Yes.
Oh, man, is it going to hit hard. 4 times damage when you lock on. It doesn't take that long.
Yep.
If it's a boss, a big boss, you will stay locked on it. Just keep hitting those headshots, and it's going to go massive.
hmm
So, I mean, you're going to have, 23 bullets in the clip? Something crazy like that?
Crazy. Yeah.
Which is already insane.
hmm
So they have less flinch, less zoom, so it's a little easier, better aim assist for those drag scopes for PvP.
hmm
And then if you're just dumping damage on a boss, normally it would take your full clip to do what you can do in one now.
Yeah. Darcy was very impressive. I was very pleased. I'm happy to see Darcy get the light in need, man. That was long overdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, long overdue. Love what I'm seeing from it, man. It's just like I said, it's just tough sometimes because I'm, got my Crimson and other little exotics and stuff like that. But it's just like when it came to doing pure DPS, I believe it was I was running some strikes with and it was like the Nocris thing, and to get him out of there pretty quick and do chunks, it was really impressive.
Yeah. I just know from a lot, like, I was just pumping some damage into an ogre. I didn't have much of an ogre left after a few bullets, so it's like, holy crap.
Yep.
It was
Darcy,
pretty solid,
baby.
So, yeah. It's a fight. If you want to go through any, like, raids or anything like that, definitely, like, pop it in your background inventory for goofing around. See how much damage you can dump into stuff, because I think it's going to be an option.
Yep. I agree, man.
Borealis.
Yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah. Well, me neither. I'm on PC now.
Oh yeah, you joined the non-exclusive
Yeah,
club.
the
Huh?
non-exclusive.
Now you know how it feels. PlayStation.
Oh, there's another
gets
piece
allowed.
we'll get to on that. Yeah.
No, disgusting.
So it reduced flinch, which on snipers is good. After breaking the shield of an enemy, combat guardian or super, and this is one where, in theory, sounds cool, but is going to be really hard to execute.
Yeah.
So after breaking the shield of an enemy, so if you're on solar and you break, say, a wizard shield, actually they're too weak. What's another good one? Probably a centurion, for example.
Centurion, yeah.
With matching, so if you match the enemy type, it deals double damage for the remainder of the magazine. So your standard bullet will do double damage. Now, if you can break basically, I don't know how you break a shield of a guardian. I guess you drop their shield down to their final third bar. But if you match their shield type with this thing, you can one-shot people in the body.
Yes.
So in theory, it sounds cool. Now, how often are you going to have your sniper out on solar and see a dawning guy floating in there and pick him off and then be able to do the rest? Now, if you get that, whatever bullets you have left in your clip are one shot, so don't miss, and you're going to get a lot of kills. But it's not going to come up that often.
Agreed.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds cool, but like you said, functional practicality. How often is that really happening?
Yeah, it's like exotics is one thing. Like, be an acrobat just to pull this feed of like craziness off just to activate a perk. That's to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not actually having fun with the gun because I don't get to use it that way.
Facts. I would agree.
Prospector.
Good analogy.
Have you touched this one?
No, I'm still scared. Yeah, I want someone to tell me it's amazing. So,
Before you
you
go
know,
check it out.
yeah, it's like I just can't mentally look at any grenade launcher and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put this in my heavy slot and I'm gonna go get them. Like I just mentally been scarred too bad by them. So I'm hoping someone really puts it through its paces. I'm hoping someone really puts fighting line through its paces so that I can become a believer in these damn grenade launchers.
Indeed.
Hmm.
So what it does, they now stick to surfaces, which
Hmm.
could be kind of cool. Now, what I'm
Hmm.
wondering is if they stick, how long they stick. Now, is the
Yeah,
prospect the one where you dump them all and then you let go of the trigger
let
to
go of the
activate them?
trigger. Yeah. Hmm.
Now, if you got heavy ammo, I don't know how obvious they are on the ground, but it would be really funny if it's like a very subtle thing. They're just like there, they're not like have a fuse burning or anything. Put them on a point and hang back. Wait for people to start to take the point and let go of the trigger. See, I think that would be fun to do, like good old like
Dirty.
Golden Isle style, like booby traps. Like
Mhm.
that would be cool. Now it also says it causes burn damage. You said burn. You said damage over time.
Did you
We
say
got
damage
burn
over
damage
time?
over
Did we
time.
say burn damage?
It said burn
Paging
damage
sunshot?
over time.
Sunshot.
Yeah. See, literally, they had sunshot. You tag somebody once with that thing, but that's Thorin all over again, so they're so afraid to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if you did burn damage over time. What if it was a prospector and then when you let go, it just left napalm burning on the ground for a little while? Wouldn't that make it a little cooler?
Yeah. Kind of like a dragon's breath, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just
Hmm.
a different way to get dragon's breath, which you can just kind of control or delay the dragon's breath. Like, that'd be kind of fun. So, I don't know. I'm afraid to. I haven't seen anything amazing on it, so I'm just not jumping in.
I agree.
Wardcliff coil, still Wardcliff coil.
Hmm.
Fixed an issue, and this is one of those unfortunate shout out to Esoteric because I saw him do this in his videos
Mm.
because it works. If you
Okay.
had Wardcliff coil and you had one bullet in the whole thing, switched over to curtain call, full clip, like full ammo.
Yep.
It was just like,
Yep.
and it's gone. So the only fix there is a little slap on the wrist.
Stop that. No doubt.
They covered a few weapon perks. Pulse monitor now reloads 35% of the magazine instead of 15%. I still not a huge fan of that perk because you got to get critically wounded. I don't like to be waiting.
I know
to
you
get
hate
hurt,
those words.
so.
I know. I know.
Precision frame fixed an issue causing inconsistent recoil. Legendary weapons precision hand cannon. Just basic little stuff here. Linear fusion rifles got another boost. Precision damage was 1.5. Now it's 2.0.
Oh, I'm gonna co-sign that because I got one. It's not tarantula. It's actually I'm gonna say it's an Osiris content linear fusion that is better and it has the no backup plan perk on it. Yo, it is crazy powerful. Don't let the impact stat on the meter fool you because it looks like it's a low impact weapon when you look at linear fusions compared to, anything else, and you're like, this doesn't look like it hit hard. Oh no, it hits like a truck. It's called I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second, because you got to know. I'm gonna drop a jewel for the chat. This one is
dropping
called
knowledge right here.
dropping the Crooked Fang 4FR linear fusion. Dude, I'm telling you right now, it's a beast. It's a beast. That's my go-to because Crimson is taking up my exotic slot. So I'm like, dang, I really need a heavy. And sometimes I don't want to use Sins of the Past all the time, or Curtain Call. And this thing, it's a sniper with tremendous damage, and it holds a lot. It holds a lot, man, in the clip. I'm trying to remember the number off top, but it's really nice. Yeah, linears are good, man. I would. It's a nice alternative if you want to use your exotic slot for other things.
Yeah. Sniper rifles overall got a reduce in flinch. They tuned the cameras. They're able to they basically said from the developers they can update individual snipers. There was an issue with this before, so just continued updates.
Absolutely.
So activities.
Ooh.
PvE changes to player outgoing damage. Basically, just as we said before, 50 player levels above you. At this point, most of us aren't because it's maxing 380. I say that. But escalation protocol, like high end, they're sitting at 400 from what I hear.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, I mean, if you go 350 and you somehow walk through the wrong one, yeah, you're probably just going to get stepped on. The thrall comes by and it's like, you're dead.
Boom.
All that stuff before. Matching in energy weapon damage, though, is really good. So 3 times damage with the proper damage
Yeah.
damage type, and then 2 times damage if it's still energy but non-matching. So if you got shields, pull out that energy weapon. There's no question about it. So the weekly strikes. Now we're gonna come up to our first little piece of a glitch that I came across because I pulled up weekly strikes and I kept seeing a strike name. That is a glitch.
Yes.
So
That is a glitch.
you just basically got to exit out and load back into the game.
Yeah. So basically, what you want to do, if you guys are doing the heroic strikes and you're not getting the credit, and for those people who are on either trying to get the heroic strikes for the powerful gear for the week, or if you're trying to do the part of the sleeper simulant quest, which requires 5, make sure that when you guys start the strike, that the strike name is not at the bottom. It needs to say heroic strike playlist always from the minute you load it up. Sometimes it'll say it and then it'll change to like Savathun song or whatever the strike name. If you see that, back out immediately, start again. Usually by the second time, it'll hold on heroic strike playlist. When it does that, then you will get the credit for completing a strike. And yeah, I learned that the hard way, very painfully, after completing knockers, underleveled.
Oof. Yeah, that's a struggle, and then you're like, and then it didn't stick.
And got nothing. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, there are those moments in games. So
yeah, absolutely.
They do have the modifiers though, which are good. Have you dabbled with the modifiers to see how they feel?
I've experienced them. The one I forgot the name of it. There's one that's just really disgusting. That's against you. That is the one that you can't jump, I believe.
Here, I'll look them up while you keep.
Yeah, it's one where if you jump.
Oh, grounded from yeah, it was like boatload of damage. I remember seeing that last week.
Let me tell you, that strike per medium, where you got to fight that cabal up in that kind of like elevated area where you can fall off the map. He has a gun that shoots you off the map, shoots you all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking Tree of Probabilities?
Yeah, I think that's maybe it.
Yeah, the Mercury one.
Yes.
Yep, Tree of Probabilities with the... Yes, it is. Tree of Probabilities with the Cabal dude at the end. You're jumping the whole time.
Bro, I had to do that with 2 blueberries, grounded, some other evil perks, but grounded was the one. And I wanted to throw my controller at the screen.
I 100% believe you. See, there's ones I haven't even thought of yet because I have been just doing other stuff.
It was the most painful thing. And here's the sad part. One of the guys that was in there with me, he was really high level, and we were doing so much DPS. But all he would do is just throw us all over the map, or if we jump, we get lasered and shot out by regular standard ads. It was so frustrating.
No, I'm not looking forward to some of those.
Yeah, just warning you guys now.
Oh, that's gonna be rough. Yeah, whatever day that is, skip heroic strikes. So the way this works, basically, you have a weekly rotation on your elemental burn, arc, solar, void, as we covered before. Now you have a daily rotation for your advantages and disadvantages. Now, if you load up your heroic strikes, now if you're looking at the load screen, does it tell you the modifiers? If you actually see it properly.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to hover over it. Yep. You see icons.
So check the corner, just like we used to see modifiers before, probably the bottom left. Look what they are. And if you see grounded, I might just come back another day.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Yeah. I mean, blackout with radar disabled, 20 times increased melee damage. 20 times. That's so insane. Just that number
shout out
is
to Chris
insane.
He just mentioned it. He said blackout with no radar and thralls a one hit. It's disgusting.
Oh yeah, it's light switch all over again. If you remember from Vanilla D1, yeah, so that was a brutal modifier. So blackout, grounded, maybe every other day. You might do it with glass, you might do it with iron, but yeah, there are gonna be some rough days in there.
Yes.
So yeah, fun stuff. Now I'm gonna take a little sidebar here.
Go for it.
Heroic strikes.
What
level are they?
3. I'm gonna say 370.
50.
350. Okay.
Yep. Now, what drops from heroic strikes?
Nothing that you'd be interested in.
Now, why do you say I wouldn't be interested in that?
Maybe because of the light level of disparity in the drops.
Oh, what's it dropping at?
Dude, it's not. It's not.
It's 335 at the absolute max. It is.
Bad.
So here's my main issue with this. I understand they want certain end game content to be end game. That's fine. And I'm going to try and say this as constructively as I can because I blew up in text last night. My main issue is this. If you have a level of difficulty of an activity, the rewards should match that difficulty. If the activity says, "Hey, what's up, TF Chronos?" I said it's not 350. Yeah, he's like, not 350, LOL. So if the activity is 350, I should get gear that matches 350. That is my only ask of that. Nothing else, but that would actually give me a reason and everyone else to be like, hey, we haven't grinded strikes in a while, but they're dropping 350. I just hit that soft cap at 340. Well, if you go to heroic strikes and you're going to work through some of these rough modifiers, you'll have people grind the crap out of a brutal modifier because they can get something from it.
Absolutely.
And they take away the whole reason.
No, you're preaching. You're preaching right now. And here's the thing that's really, discouraging about it is because completing a heroic strike under leveled is one of the greatest feelings of accomplishment. Like, you really feel like you've been through a war. You survived that bad boy, and to have those kind of drops. And I'm gonna try to give them the benefit of the doubt, only for the simple fact that it's got to be an oversight. Like, why would you not have heroic strikes? I mean, I know they took long to get the modifiers in, but they've got to shout out to Cactus. He had a great tweet. Like, they've got to get the loot up, and they've got to get the rewards, the incentive to do it up. Like, it just has to be better. Like, that needs to be to help you from that soft cap to get you. You should be able to do heroic strikes and then kind of get you in that grind to be able to now get ready for end game activities.
Yeah.
And it needs to be fixed. I'm confident they will fix this, but it was really surprising to see that. I was just like, what?
Well, you want to know what difficulty the regular Nightfall is sitting at right now? 270. So I'm like,
really?
Oh, yes.
I haven't even done the night for a while.
I literally just looked at it real quick because I was like, oh, these are rough. Like, let me just, what is the Nightfall? I was like, oh, what's the new level? 370. I was like, or 270. And I'm like, I think Prestige is 360, but normal didn't change. I can go solo it right now, probably. It's Arms Dealer. I've done it, so at least I know I eventually would. Might take me 45 minutes to solo it, but I will get there. But that was my main issue. It's like, heroic strike modifiers were coming back, but you give me no reason to bash my head against that wall.
Preach. I'm literally just forced to do it because I'm on the sleeper simulant path.
Yeah, and that's the only reason people will.
Yeah. Other than that, there'd be no business for me to be in there. I'm forced right now because I'm such a sleeper fiend. I got to get it done.
Oh, I know.
So it's just like, but yeah, I feel your pain, man. So, definitely.
The modifiers are cool. It definitely cranks them up for a challenge. But if you're going to give me a challenge, once again, give me a reason that matters. So it's like, if I'm going to go ramp up my character, why am I... If I get Sleeper Simulant once, and outside of my milestones to ramp up, is there any other reason for me to run strikes?
Nope.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Fix it.
Please do. And speaking of strikes... What strikes did we get with this expansion? Would you care to pray tell the audience as to the wonders of our new strikes?
I'm gonna let you say it because this clearly has been bothering you.
So some of you may have known the strikes that were in Curse of Osiris were missions 3 and 4. I don't know exactly what number the strikes are, but they're both missions. Again. And... now, here's one of those pieces, and I was literally listening to something recently, like in the last 24 hours, that basically said Vicarious Visions got their hands in the middle of this, and they've been working this thing on for a couple of years. I don't know how long D2 was in development and all those pieces, but I know they were too far into it to be like, oh, people don't like strikes that are missions? That's weird. So, I mean, they probably had that, directive to say, hey, do this, set up these missions, these are going to have some bosses. That's fine. Now...
Yep.
The final strike mission, and even the other one as well, they have cool events to them. That's fine. But the fact that I played them in the story, and now I'm just redoing them again, that just doesn't sit well with me. Like, give me a reason for a strike to continue the story, not just repeat the story.
I agree, and that it's lack of content. It's lack of content, and I completely agree, and that's something that has to be addressed. I mean. Let me ask you a question. A lot of those
remember when you complete campaign for Warmind and then like Anna Bray has some more missions on the map, Rasputin this, Rasputin that. Those are not even included, correct?
Mm-mm.
That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that should they have content, so all of that should be included into that quote unquote strike package. I don't understand. You know?
Nope,
Yeah.
I do not get those. I mean, what was it before? Like when they would release, what was even like not the dawning, just any new expansion in Destiny 1, they'd be like, here, 4 new Crucible maps, 3 new
Yes.
strikes. It used to be part of the advertising, and now it's
Yes.
literally not there. They have not mentioned that since D2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're literally missions again, and they can't be like, oh, 3 brand new strikes. It's like, they're not. There's no new lore. We don't get any new information, new boss sites, nada.
Yeah, it's a problem. That's a problem. That's content, and they've got to address that. That there's no excuse. We cannot be paying for stuff and not have, the content to back it.
Yep.
I completely agree. Strikes need that love, that type of attention.
And in the world of PlayStation, the only new strike that is separate from the campaign on Nessus against a giant flare, which sounds cool, is only on PlayStation. So
That's right. Shout out to the PC community for understanding how the Xbox people feel.
yeah.
Shout out to y'all for understanding how.
I mean, granted, it was never the Nightfall, so I hardly ever played the other one anyway. But occasionally I would.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. I'm so used to it. It's just like, it's sad.
I
It's
was
sad.
like, and I know it's like, okay, here's the advertising. You get an exclusive strike. Make the exclusive strike one of the missions or one of the adventures, or put a couple
it's
together. Like, use the content that other way, and then have that one new strike, and you'd have a few people be like, if you did 1 and 1, people would have been like, okay.
Let's keep it real. It's just so anti-consumer. It's just ridiculous. Let's just
It's
call
rough.
it what it is. And at the end of the
I was
day,
like, I don't know what blood pact that got signed.
like
between...
Tassie said, there's like some secret dealing. Someone joined the Illuminati to make this happen. Like,
Yeah.
what happened to make this type of a deal with like a year or 2 years? And it's like, I can understand if it's cosmetics. Okay, you got a cool little suit. Okay, but strikes, that means this thing can never be part of the Nightfall. We've been through this. Certain stuff can't ever be exotic, can't be on Xur. Boreas can never be with Xur. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
And now 2 communities suffer.
Yeah.
Xbox and PC.
Yeah, 2/3 out. So.
Yay.
So all of that aside, you can tell our thoughts on strikes right now, but they need some. Again, I like the modifiers, the setup of that, and quickly we can touch on Legendary Nightfall Challenge cards. Xur will be here at noon. You can take your regular card and replace it with a new card, so you can have more options for modifiers, new advantages, new disadvantages. They're changing them up, so those are going to be there. Pick them up this afternoon. Those will be good. I like these steps. I like the modifiers being cool, making heroics like they're gonna kick your butt sometimes. Like it's some work. Nightfall challenge cards. Actually, having Xur do something else, that was it's fine.
Yep.
All of those things are steps in the right direction. But yeah, the content, it's that hurts. They've hopefully in the fall there's got to be some help there. Or if you're gonna give us 3, if you're gonna give us strikes, give us 3 and they might get 1 more, but at least you got to go back to giving us like most.
I agree. And they were doing so well with the last couple of updates with like not locking people out of activities, you know what I'm saying, like trials and Iron Banner, and making those changes, and they're even doing better with tests. Like let's give them some credit, right? But it's just like it's just like, come on, man, the strike stuff, like really the map stuff, okay, but come on now, it's just enough is enough.
Yeah, it's to a point where, so that's what I was like. I don't know how I grade this expansion because there's good and bad, but we'll get that later.
We'll get it later.
They do weekly walkouts for raids now, so they're just class based, so you can't run 3 warlocks. But the big one, vaults at 300.
Woohoo!
Woo! Yes, this is good. Seasonal ranks are out there for Vanguard, Crucible. Now, I want to touch on the vendors, and this is where I was like, we're going to dabble into some of the pieces of the expansion as we walk through this. So I walked through, I threw my stuff in the tower, and checked my emote wheel, did the campaign. So come back, and you walk up to Zavala, and I open Zavala, and I'm like, all right, cool, so here's my, random exotic I get to pick for the campaign. Don't give me an exotic there. I'm sorry, but don't stop throwing them at me first. Because I don't want to just be handed, here's an exotic piece of armor. You finish the campaign. It should be a legendary weapon, like the Stranger's Rifle, not an exotic.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my thoughts. because we only get a chance to get those things one time, and then once you've got it, you're out.
You're out. Yeah.
But Zavala's inventory is slightly different now.
Yes.
Yeah, that works a little different.
Do tell.
So the way these seasonal like faction rankings work basically is it reset. I'm just still blown away by the final number that I've got to get to on this one. Basically, as you go through and you turn in packages, you get a level. Same thing as before. It would be reputation. It's tokens. They work the same way. But this time, as you go through, if you get like rank 5, you'll unlock, an ornament, rank 10, maybe a weapon, 15 might be ornament or weapon, 20 might be ornament weapon, 30, 35, whatever. You see the numbers keep going up. That means you need 35 packages between now and the fall just to get one of these weapons from him. Now, some of those packages may contain it, but there is an exotic ship that Zavala has that I want.
Now we get the
And
real
it's level
reason behind
50.
this discussion.
Now, if you want to talk about grinding, oh my god, 50 Vanguard packages to get that ship.
Get them strikes popping.
Oh my god. So I was like, but you wanted stuff to grind? There you go.
Got stuff to grind, baby. We can't complain. We can't complain.
Shout out to Cronus and Chat. He's like, yes, I want that ship big time. I was like, I saw it and I was like, he is an exotic ship. What is happening? And then I looked at the number and I about cried. I thought it might be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, not 50. Holy crap, dude. That was
insane.
That's big. So vendors have changed. So that's Zavala. You grinding, you getting Vanguard tokens, whatever strikes. I wish you got Vanguard tokens for more than just strikes. I feel like that should still count like public events or something like that a little more. But I guess they're giving you a reason for strikes. So you've got that. I love how TF Corona said that ship was totally taken out of Eververse. I'm like, probably.
Yeah,
Hey,
probably.
it's not behind a paywall, but it's behind an impossible time wall. So then we come to Shax. That was my next travel. Wandered over to him, and I was like, all right, this whole Crucible ranking situation, which we'll get to. We'll get to it now, I guess. We're here because I'm just opening the can of worms. Crucible ranking is live. How much of this have you dabbled into?
Literally played about 4 to 5 matches. I just want to back up on that whole Shax thing because I want to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, go for it. Go ahead.
And this ties in Shax and Zavala. All right. I understand you guys don't have a lot of time. I understand there's a lot of changes going on. But, bro, can we have some different looking ornaments? Like that looks exactly like the old Crucible set ornaments.
Yeah, it's like I move the bird here. I turn the bird 90 degrees. I put a little bit of a gradient filter on the color scheme, and yeah, it's it's minor stuff.
Who's designing these ornaments? It is the epitome. I'm trying to be respectful.
No, you're not.
It's the epitome of lazy. Like, come on, we couldn't get another skin complete different. Like, even the Vanguard, it's that first of all, I cannot stand
The blue and orange.
Oh, the color scheme we ain't gonna. But at least give me something different style so I can put my own shaders on it. It's the same thing, and I'm just like, really? So we've got to address them ornaments because Iron Banner seemed to not have this issue, right? Iron Banner seemed to be
full samurai.
Yeah, that was an example, a good example. New Monarchy, a good example. Why aren't the other factions getting this type of treatment? What's up, art team? Where we at? Who do we need to hire? What's going on, man? That's all I'm saying. Rant done. Continue.
No, I mean, that's a good point, though. And that's one of those things that you don't think about because you just glance at it and move on because you aren't that excited about it. If it was cool, it's more incentive to go cry in the Crucible. It's like, hey, I want Valor. It's like, do I really want those? Maybe I'm not. If they looked kind of badass.
Thank you.
Like, then it's going to give me more
incentivize
reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to incentivize people with cosmetics. You need to make those cosmetics worthwhile.
Thank you, man.
Like,
Thank
give me... Let me go grind for, like, a Zavala shoulder.
There you go.
So, what... Okay, try this. What if you get... As your Valor rank goes up for a Titan, for example, the size of your shoulder shield gets bigger.
Something.
like and that's just your shoulder. What about the other? As you go up in rank, some of these things get more extreme. Take them a little farther, and you don't have to have the art team do like crazy stuff. You can like kind of reveal more and more as you go through. But just take those pieces and like have one cool set and then spread it out with the ranks. If you're going to make me go grind 50, I want those 50 to... The ship's cool, but I can't quite justify 50 the other... No, dude, I didn't even think about this, but ornaments, yes.
Terrible. We gotta call them on the carpet an ornament. These ornaments are disgusting. And it's just like, I get that you're adding the grind. Thank you. I like that. I'm glad that you're adding, achievements to get to kind of signify, but some of them crucible ones, I was like, I'm not doing that. It was like, get these amount of kills with this weapon and did this and that, and I'm like, all right, in theory this sounds cool, but these rewards are so trash that I'm like, I'm not putting that on. I'm literally said to myself, I'm fine with my season 2 ornament.
No.
I literally said it to myself. I was like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not grinding that. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, if it naturally happens, sure, but there's nothing in there that I'm like, I want this. Like, I mean, you had trials ornaments before that were like crazy wings on your back. You had trials armor that looked like Egyptian. I can't even think of the right animal right now. All those things, like, I was like, I'm just completely blanking. Apparently, I got wounded so bad, I've just blacked out. But yeah, no, the ornament, and that's the thing. Faction rallies, like, make them special. New Monarchy was the only one that's like, wow, that looks...
Yes, you were like, wow, they took their time. You even felt like, you know what? They really...
It's like there were 3 guys, 2 went on vacation, the other guy took his full week of work, and he was like, I'm working on it, I'm going to make these good. The other 2 are just like, brushstrokes, we're going to Vegas, man, we're out. And I'm never going to call out a Bungie developer because I'd love to meet all you guys and shake every one of your hands because you guys do amazing work. But when it comes to the ornaments, I don't know if it's a low priority, if this is like, hey, you have to pump it out too fast and this is what you can do. Yeah. But there's some that turn out very well and there's some that just don't. And
the majority don't.
I was like, and when you wrapped up D1 with ornaments from those raids that looked as epic as they did, I know it's possible.
It's possible.
And now we're on current gen. We're not dealing with last gen. You've got PC. You can go crazy textures. Like, I want to see you take advantage and make it awesome.
It's got to be resources and it's got to be priority.
Priority's got to be it because they have so much stuff to fix right now. The art team, I know they're doing stuff, but yeah, if you're art team and you got another like skill set, you're probably doing something else too. Like,
facts.
So ornament ran aside. We apologize. But I just
long point.
I just want to look bad. I just want to look like a beast. If I grind anything, I want it to pay off. So
a beast.
Cade treasure maps for Mercury. They're going back up to the 3 because my weekly reset videos and then I'd do a Cade stash video. I'm like, I had points where there was 0. I was like, well, that's not cool. That's a whole video gone. But items and economy. So I told you guys we would get off on tangents. I'm going to kind of cover most of the expansion as we go. So we're coming up to Eververse, so we'll get there. That's why I didn't actually dive into that vendor. Milestones will award a more balanced distribution of exotic between weapons and armor. Thank you, because all I ever got was armor, it felt like, and the same 3 pieces of armor.
I'll feel you, man.
But they're going to offer them less than before, which is, I mean, going forward, good. I'm fine with that. Fixed an issue where powerful engrams could not draw from exotics released at the D2 launch. So a lot of just bug fixes in general. Now, for your character inventory, the pursuits category is a great thing. Take whatever... Like, if you don't run it on every character, you have a heavy weapon slot that's waiting for you to do Legend of Acarius again and again, forever.
Yeah, isn't I?
So just all your inventory stuff moved over is a good thing.
Very good.
So Eververse has gotten a bit of a tweak. Now, some people say, oh, Eververse is still here. Everything in here is still cosmetic, so I'm honestly tired of hearing it.
Yeah.
Nothing in Eververse is required to play the game. There are minor things. Now, I will fully admit, the exotic ghost that I have with the 50-meter range for chests on all planets, now that actually, I see chests so much more frequently now. And I don't ever have to worry about switching or thinking it's just there. So that is one of the few that I will admit but it's still not helping me fight any better. I'm not any stronger. It's just opening chests for world materials and tokens and just another package from the vendor. So it's not major, but it is one of the things that I probably felt the most. Everything else, no. I have a different ship, I have a different shader, I have a different dance. None of that stuff matters. So Eververse aside, they still have not crossed the pay to win, and they've stuck to that. So no, I don't care about anybody else. Hats off to Bungie. It's still cosmetics.
I agree. It's cosmetic. It's so minimal advantage. It's not even. I wouldn't consider anything there an advantage like that. Yep. Sorry.
So then we have her selling a few more items. So a couple more, be it emotes or ships or shaders or boons, things like that. Your new engrams are prototype engrams, getting all futuristic now.
Yep.
But the big piece is the prismatic matrix.
Yeah, that you had to explain to me like 2 times last
Yeah. I need to do it again.
No.
But it's basically a checklist. So each week, now I'm kind of curious if we each have a different one, because you said you have something in there that sounded like I don't even have remotely. I had the Huckleberry ornament.
Mine's had that.
I had the one exotic ship, and everything else was normal.
No, we got the same one.
Okay, so it is everybody getting the same. So, and that's kind of the thing. If you know there is something in that you want, and you're going to get up to 3 prismatic matrix that you can hold at a time. So if your current week doesn't have anything you want, save it.
Hold on to it. I've been holding on to the stag for the stag. I'm waiting for that to come out.
Yep. So if you want to purchase edition of those, and you're like, hey, I want to knock out this one thing, and I know these 10 have it. There's less gambling here. You can pay for those. So if you save 3, you're going to spend 1,400 silver to guarantee between those 10 items that you get it.
Facts.
So it's basically a 1 in 10 chance. That is your odds. You see it, it's straight up. So it's with that. That's a way for them to say not odds with odds by spending this much. So, and again, none of it's required. But if you do want something, and you're like, hey, I just have to have this one thing, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna go. Did you drop any money recently or anything on the store?
Maybe sort of.
What is the rate anymore? I honestly forget.
It was like I'm gonna say like 500 silver is maybe $10 or something like that, or $5. I forget. Something to that effect.
Somewhere close. So if I was, so it might be like $15 to like completely clean out a prismatic and go for that one thing.
Yeah, like something crazy, like
But I mean, it's like if you have one thing in there you want, and they get a little DLC out of you, and it's just this thing you gotta have, then it's you can, you don't have to buy 50 packages like you would at the Dawning trying to get this one crazy thing. So it's better, but again, not required. I'm kind of okay
at least
with
it's a path to stuff that you may want that you've been unlucky in getting.
Yep. So I'm okay, and just more, and it's like I like some of the stuff that's in there. It's cool. I will say I got a random exotic sparrow. It looks like a jet ski, basically. So it's very odd looking. But unfortunately, the exotic sparrow I got has 160 speed, but the non-fast summoning perk, so I don't care about it, because that's the only perk that matters.
No doubt.
Yeah, sparrows, all of them should be fast summoning if they're exotic.
Yeah, I like that. I got one that's super fast summoning. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just like, I literally, on computer, it's click, click, go. I just start driving. I love it. So, yeah, those are a must. Clan progression, so we're at a new season now. You guys may have seen the clan EXP little pop in all the time. So
yes,
hopefully your clan is working. Clan engrams only go up to 340.
Don't have a problem with that.
You do or don't? Don't. I do not either, actually. I was like, clan engrams can help you get to the soft cap. That's fine. But you need to play in the content. You're not just going to be given gear. So I'm okay with it.
I'm good.
It's going to be a harder grind for all your characters to get up there. I'll tell you that. You're going to have to put in some hours now. You're not just going to
have to play the game.
Yep, you got to play. Guided games. They said there's new tickets, emblem rewards in Aura, all that stuff we talked about before. Crucible. Private matches are available, which, hey, for tournaments, if you want to set them up, by all means. That's not doing it for me, but for those who want to do tournaments, it'd be fun to kind of do tournaments like, if we had viewers who wanted to play and be like, hey, you want to go 2-on-2, Cognito and stuff, we'd have to get on the same console. And we are literally, I'm on you are on the only one I am not on.
I know.
I was surprised
we're going to get it together.
Doubles to the weekly playlist, though. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that either.
So, got a couple new maps. They added spawn points on a couple venues. In general, just decent fixes. So, overall, pretty good. But yeah, that is the general piece of the game. So that's most of the patch, and you guys are like, what about the expansion? Because while we've talked about it, we haven't fully talked about it.
Right.
So, Long Point continues. Story.
Sure.
Thoughts? I mean, I'm just going to jump right in. What do you think?
Just go for it.
No.
You mean as far as we doing the spoilery?
We do it. No, not spoiler. I just want to know review. I don't want to spoiler it quite.
Oh, okay. So you want my review of the Warmind story?
You can go. Okay. Heads up. This is your spoiler warning. If you've made it this far into the video, we're going to do spoilers now for basically everything we've seen, be it secrets that we've heard of, new guns, story, all that stuff. The raid isn't out yet, so we don't have those. But anything else, possible spoilers. If you like the game enough, you've probably at least played the story. So everything's on the table at this point. If you want to turn it off now and see it for yourself, this is your final warning. And go.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Again, I came into this expansion with tempered expectations. I felt that there was no way possible that the lore team would be able to get all the requests that they, shout out to my boy Myelin Games, and who put to the at the Destiny Summit, that a lot of stuff was not going to be in Warmind. I knew a lot of it was going to be for the fall expansion. Now when it comes to this, I thought it was solid. I mean, was it great? Did it have flaws? Absolutely. Do I feel sometimes they get too campy? With Anna, did I want more? Did I want more from Rasputin? Absolutely. I will say this. The actual mechanics I felt, and the boss fights I felt, were all epic. I felt the locations felt good. I felt good playing it. Like, I can't sit there and say like I rolled my eyes and I was disgusted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed the gameplay aspects of it. Narratively, all I would say is that I felt things were rushed, and I was just like, okay, Zavala, why are you hating on the Warmind so hard? Like, come on, bro. Like, what is your, like, they need it. And shout out to Finnegan and Fire Team Chat. He made some good points. Here's the issue. Destiny is always going to have that problem where the narrative might never be as strong as everybody wants it to, because they don't make the main protagonist talk. Right. So that's number one. Number two.
Oh, that still hurts me too, because
it hurts.
It's just like this glaring silence of like, just like, I want to put the words in his mouth. Come on, say something. Go. Like, yeah, it's painful. So yeah,
it's painful. So you're gonna have that disconnect off the jump. Then it's like they seem too afraid to go deeper with, like, again, like a Zavala. Why are you hating so much? Like about Anna, like, give me some more. Let's get deep. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And then I just felt it wrapped up. They put a bow on it and was like, done. You know what I'm saying? So solid, not amazing, but gameplay, I felt, was really good. And I was very invested in the gameplay, fighting the boss, fighting knockers, fighting the worm god. Like, I was into that. Like, I was loving it, and I liked the mechanics. So that's my review of it as far as narrative. Where are you at with it?
So I have to give you a kind of a heads up before I say anything about a story. I just finished God of War.
Oh, damn.
Literally Monday afternoon, before I worked that night, I finished God of War's story completely. That set me up in a really bad place to compare other games for story.
No. Yeah,
so
yeah. So you laughed your way through this story. The disgust.
No, it's like, so the emotion, the feel, so much in God of War. I'm like, I just want how do I do this? The story wasn't bad. Like, you had like the pieces of Anna Bray, but then you're like, okay, so as somebody, I've read so many different things, I don't know where it all comes from. So if you said this, I apologize.
That's cool.
When you load into a story and, hey, she's talking to you a cutscene, then you fight through, and then you're back to the next cutscene, and Anna Bray's at the other door. I'm like, where was she between the two doors? Like, why can't you have her play along with you? Why can't you? Yeah. Like, I mean, there were points where Zavala stood still, and popped a bubble, so he's not. Put an AI person in there and have them run along. It's like, I know you've got dregs who can throw grenades like they've done nothing else for the rest of their life and landed at my feet every time. So AI can have some skill. Just give those people, have them even run. I want to see them at least walking, even if they don't fire, or if they do and they do next to no damage. Just the interaction within the story, I think, would help some.
I agree. This is something that Addict's been preaching for the longest. The closest they came was Curse of Osiris at the end. Yeah. You know,
you actually saw Osiris.
You actually saw him, and he's working with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So for sure that. So major spoiler is the final mission.
Yes.
So if you watch the trailer, you saw something that looks like it came out of the movie Tremors. And the final mission, you fight that. And it's in 4 or 5, and I forget, but it even felt like 4 missions. It was quick. Now, this is a worm god for the Hive. This is a worm god. This is like above Oryx, to my knowledge. I'm not as much on the lore. The dude is like, yeah, he puts everything else to shame. And these are the ones, like, there's only 5 of these named worm gods out there, and he was kind of the outcast one. I know we're guardians, but not in a story mission do you take him down. I don't think so. I actually think the story final boss should have been Nokris. If it was just a unique looking wizard, and his fight was cooler anyway. Kill the dude who spawns. He drops this thing. Throw it at the other. Then it drops his shield. You got to do that a few times. Did you do this story with anybody or solo?
I did it with people.
So was it easy for you?
It was still. I mean, it was moderate difficulty. It wasn't,
So I would advise to play the story solo.
Yes.
It at least gives things some gravity because you're running by yourself. You gotta it. Kind of felt like some work. So I mean that part I enjoyed. So the story by myself, just to go through it, gave at least some of the fights a little bit of a challenge, which I appreciated. Because his especially, he's not normally just like, hey, I'm a boss, I'm floating up towards the gate. No, he'll follow you around the whole damn room.
Oh yeah.
Will. Yeah, he's not
those
shy.
Fireballs. Woo!
Yeah, Nokris is yeah. But it was just again, Nokris, it's like Bife did a huge lore thing on that. You took him out in a mission.
Yeah.
In a mission. Like, they're taking these characters that we haven't heard much about, but we're just like, we don't get any background. It's a named guy. Gone. This is a worm god. You hear a voiceover tone, and you see him again, and you throw a Valkyrie in his head. Gone. I'm like, what? Dude, the Hive sucks, apparently, if we're this. I'm just flicking paper footballs and taking out worm gods here. It's just like, it's not.
Every day. Yeah.
This is what I do. This is just daily life. It's Men in Black. You'd be like, oh, yeah, this thing happened. The world was going to die. Yeah, we just took care of that, too.
You're right.
NBD, no big deal. Like, I don't think a worm god in that scale, that should have been your raid boss somehow.
That's the raid. Which leads us back to our problem.
Apartment. Well, this will be the penthouse, not apartment 2.
Penthouse.
Because it is going upstairs, not down.
This is why raid layers suck.
Yep.
Because Zol, whatever his name, gets reduced to a strike boss.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just they're the 2 strike bosses, so. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on the story. Not bad. I mean, I like the fact that Anna Bray was cool. I like the tension between Zavala was like, it seemed unrealistic.
Yeah, I agree.
His was a little too far. Now, if you want me to feel for Zavala, here's some thoughts. I'm sure the narrative team has already done this, but it's like, dude, it's like, why? It's like, just have even Anna ask Zavala, why? Why are you so angry? And do a fade out into a flashback for Zavala. He's in the middle of a fight. He's trying to either get back to his family or his buddies in the Warmind. Drops a war sat on like his whole something like that.
It's like they're scared to get deep with the narrative. Yeah. It's like they're insulting our intelligence by saying, we're going to simplify this for you. Right? No, let's dive deeper.
Like, you've built an amazing universe.
Yeah, like, stop giving me this, made after school special stuff, and let's get deep. Let's have some gray areas, And I think they're just afraid to go there, or it's just been their history. It seems like, for as much good as they do, they still have space campiness always in it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Come on, man.
I was
This
like,
this lore is a tremendous potential.
yeah, you take God of War, and I know I'm going to use that because it's just recent,
It's what it
but
is.
I mean, it got tens across the board. A single player, story driven
Mhm.
narrative game. It can still be done, but it's like the things that happen in that game, the like back and forth between like the main characters, the
Mhm.
enemies, the sense of scale, the pieces that were done in that one. Just give me pieces of that in this game, along with the gameplay, the raid, the strikes, everything else in there. I will be
Mhm.
happier. Just give me some depth. Give me a reason. Like, let me go through 3 missions. Let me go
Mhm.
run a. Let me go do let me go do 3 or 4 missions that kind of lead up and you lead to an entrance. Then you come back and your next story is at the entrance to this whatever,
Mhm.
and then you have a full strike, and then that might be your final. But like make things. I don't know. It's just there's.
Mhm.
I would love to sit down and just.
No, completely agree, and
I
that's
get
why
off
the
track, so I
only reason.
apologize.
Yeah, no, it's fine. The only reason why I didn't go all the way crazy, I just kind of rolled my eyes on certain parts, but I just said this was not going to be the expansion. I knew coming in, I was like, this is not good. I'll
Yeah.
put it this way. I was a little impressed that they were even able to give me some things I was actually curious and had some emotional investment with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Rasputin thing, I wanted so much more. I wanted so
I
much
know.
more.
We've heard three
You
years
know?
about Rasputin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and again, it's just this, and then just the wind
And
gets
the
lets out
thought.
of the sails, and it's
Yep.
empty.
And
Yeah.
it's similar to, Osiris, how way they handle it. And again, shout out to Mylan Games. These are points. I mean, he had bullet
Oh
points.
man, yeah.
And he's like, these are iconic Destiny characters that we've heard in the lore for years. Why are they being skipped over so fast? Why are they not properly? He just broke it down. And again, all I can hope is that all this feedback, which was taken by the lead lore person, you know, will be ready for September because it needs to happen. All of this stuff, the disconnect from the raids, the disconnect, with raid lay, all of it, they have to address this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So I think spoilers can probably be set aside at this point. So I had one
Yeah,
in chat
yeah.
that. Um,
Mhm.
so, but yeah, I was like, for me, I mean, I enjoyed the few missions, but I think so many things were too fast or underutilized or whatever. So,
Mhm.
not a huge selling point for me. So far,
Yeah.
the exotics have been a huge piece of fun.
Yes.
I like where some are headed, others still need to catch up to some of these new epic ones.
Hmm.
Um, so I know those are stepping in the right direction for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to
Absolutely.
think. So you log in, you do the campaign, you
Hmm.
go through, you grind in some exotics, you mess with some
Hmm.
crucible.
Hmm.
Escalation protocol. This is
Yes,
the
sir.
other big advertising piece. Now,
Hmm.
some people may not agree about some pieces about this that I've heard,
Hmm.
but what are your thoughts about it so far?
I liked it. I mean, for the little I lasted.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Kicked it off, found the little, thing, and then it was like, kill a wave. Then from there, it was like, find the little thing to disrupt the hive ceremony. We stepped on a thing, a little sub boss came out. I liked the mechanics. I thought the mechanics are cool, and we're trying to get busy. I mean, we could not beat that ogre for it was just ridiculous towards the end. But look, it's hard. It's very hard. You're not ready. It's like 370. I believe that's the one. I think it's 370 off the
Yeah.
jump.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're not ready. Now, I do agree with what me and you talk offline because I know shout out to Desmond Gary, he's going hard against it. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I don't mind it being hard. I guess the compromise I would say is kind of like what you told me, which is kind of like maybe levels 1 and 2 are doable. But
Yep.
then when you get to 3 through 7, those are the ones where that 370 kind of kicks in, just to give you some sense of accomplishment, with stuff. So I get it. I mean, I like where it's going. I can't wait to level up and then to really test it and put it through its paces. But it's hard and it's not something you're supposed to be doing right now
No.
until you get your light up.
I saw somebody do the level 7 already, though. Of course,
Hmm.
Esoteric finished it already. But yeah, that was my
Hmm.
big thing. It's like, I appreciate the difficulty. They want it to be in game. It kicks my butt right now. I'm like, all right, actually, I'm okay with dying because this is just above my head, and that's what they wanted. But
Hmm.
I think an idea and a compromise. And again, I'm not one to try and do handouts. I don't want to say, hey, you can get all the armor and stuff like that.
Right.
One, maybe two, That can be like level 330, 340. Then you start going 370, 375, like, or 360, 70, 80. Like, take those next, ramp them up really fast. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm not ready. And I can definitely tell every level's getting harder. Even if it's like 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, like 390, 400, whatever, however high it goes. I know it goes crazy high. Yeah, ramp it up fast. So as you're progressing through, be like, hey, I can get a little bit of farther. I played some strikes. So I did the story, I got 340. Okay, I can experience level 1 in this, level 2 they spawn. Okay, they're a little harder than okay, we're kind of dying. All right, so I grinded some heroic strikes. I'm going through. I got up to 350. Oh, I can do 2 now. Three's a struggle. I'm almost getting there. I can't quite get there. All right, fine. I ran the raid once. I'm going through. All right, 3. Oh, okay. Now I got some drop. I got a drop now. This is good. We're getting there. I got to go run the raid again. That's the type of progression I want.
No doubt.
So
yeah, fair enough.
Have those pieces stagger. Have the things in your game matter. Be like, still got to work on the milestones, try and get a little higher. Next week when I reset, I'll probably get a few more levels. Might get up to that level 4. Help me keep grinding. Like, have that progression in there, and that's the pieces. I don't have anything wrong with it being difficult, but I think if there was a way to compromise it, that would be my theory on how.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. Now, mind you, I don't have no problem with the way it is right now.
No, I was like, honestly, it's just kicking my butt, and I got to grind up there.
I'm fine with that, but in fairness, not everyone is like me and likes that level of beating. So I understand there's frustration. I just want to be careful, with those who are like, just remember why we are in the situation we were in at the start of the. Just always don't forget. Don't have short-term memories. I'm noticing a lot of people with some short-term memory, and that's all I'm saying. But listen, in your case, I think that's a fair compromise. What you're saying, E. The first couple of levels, kind of thing, and then boom, it ramps up. I got no problem with that.
Yep. It'd be a way for you to kind of get used to the mechanics. Hey, where they spawn, kind of get used to picking up that one. Where's the sword come in? Get a feel, but then know that, like, hey, I've got to keep working, keep grinding, and this is where it comes back. Give me the strikes to grind, so then I can, if I work in the strikes for a while, that might kick my butt for a little while.
Yes.
Then I can go. Then I can go dabble in level 3. You still got 4, 5, 6, and 7 for the good stuff. 3 is like a tease, like. Okay, and maybe 1 and 2, if you try it early, you just get some tokens. It's fine. Yep. Like, and I'm okay with that type of level. Be like, oh, I only got tokens. It's level 1. This is just the basics, guys. And that's how some of that could go. So, no, I was like, I appreciate the difficulty. I can't wait to see who the bosses are. That giant ogre, I think, is this week, which seems bananas, by the way. The way I saw them doing it for level 7... Basically, it seemed like they were up high enough where most of the ground level couldn't get them, and they were fairly focused on just the big boys.
Nice.
So,
the strategies are in full effect already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those are the people. Some people are already 360, 370, so, I mean, they're to the point where it's somewhat feasible, not completely like they're immune. So, I mean, some stuff I think would even be immune to me right now. So, yeah. Sorry, I feel like I got in a long tangent there.
No worries.
Nope, you're good. So... Escalation Protocol. I haven't dabbled in. I don't think a whole lot of other people have. So those of you that have will have more as we get to it. So this will be future topics for us. The final piece is what starts here in about 2 hours, actually.
2 hours. Which my friends are everybody's very happy this is a long point, by the way. They're like, yeah, he's still up. He's going to do it.
No, I'll finish just in time to be like, I'm sorry, I just passed out. It was too late. I had an hour. I laid down for a nap. It turned into sleep until the next morning. It just happens. So the Spire of the Stars is the final piece of content no one has seen yet as of this recording. For you guys as well, I did not upload last week, so I'll probably put both of them up together. So just see that those will be coming. Spire of the Stars. So we're going up. Now, I don't know how big this is going to be again. I don't know how much time they've had to develop. I don't know if this is apartment... penthouse apartment, but still an apartment because you've got the living room and the bedroom, and that's it. So I don't know what to expect here. Yeah. I hope there's at least because there's basically a jumping puzzle with all little raising, lowering platforms, and then there's Argos. You have the flying through, but it's those two basically. Argos has 2 phases, which is fine for a big ass boss fight. But in general, hopefully this raid layer has a little more to offer.
Yes. I'd like it to be more than like a 2 to 3 room encounter. Yeah. If possible. If possible. I agree.
Listen. Do you want the wall of protrusions?
What's up? Remember that?
Keeping it clean here.
I like that. I like that.
I was like,
Yeah, remember that? That was classic.
yeah.
I think for me right now it's like, listen, as much as I've complained, let's just put a nice bow on this whole Leviathan thing, the Callus story. That's all I'm asking, Bungie. Look, I get it. You guys have doubled down on this layer thing. You're gonna see it through, through the first two expansions. I get it. Please do justice to this story. Do justice to the result. I would like some cinematics, please.
That
Um,
would that at least one. If you
at
wrap
least
it,
one.
if
Like,
somehow you're in Callus's like master bedroom and you're fighting him in his like home court, you know he's got a lush master bedroom. He's got the big bed. He's got the ladies waving leaves. He's being fed grapes. I mean, come on. He's got that whole king
yeah.
status going on. But
And I was trying to really read the cryptic, stuff, and like find the real source of my power and all this stuff. Please pay this off, please. I mean, that's all I can hope, is that I'm like, maybe I was just wrong, and then that they will have this great, cherry on the Sunday, beautiful way to end it, and we can put the conclusion of the Callus saga, with a nice little thing to it. So we'll see. Trying to be open minded, but keeping expectations
I was gonna
tempered.
say, temper expectations big time on that one.
It's a regular.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll hear. I mean, just the fact that the end of the first part of Callus. By the way, if you haven't heard this, then you haven't played Destiny. Spoilers: you're not fighting Callus. So just the fact that they had that kind of like little jab in your side, be like, "Hey, by the way, you didn't actually kill the raid boss." You're like, "Ah, crap." So it's like that little bit. I thought that was actually kind of cool and creative.
I thought that was cool. Yeah.
About a big crash.
It's all right.
Big noises they happen.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I thought that was actually really cool, the little switch up. But then once Either Worlds came out, I'm like, don't like this direction. That Either Worlds left a bad taste. I did not like how short it was, and I just didn't feel any connection to Argos. Like, I was just like, again, clean out my basement. Like, no, I don't want to clean out your basement. You know what I'm saying? No, Callus, I don't want to do that. I want to get back to this whole thing that we were talking about.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see what comes of that one. That is the last piece that will drop. They do have new trials, a few weapons, a few cosmetics. You got the whale tail ship. The speeder looks cool. The Sparrow. I'm actually digging that. It almost looks like a pod racer, kind of, with the opening there, little jet engine type. So digging that. The weapons kind of look cool. Looks like a submachine gun, shotgun, scout, possibly.
Yeah, it's a scout.
Yeah, so Crucible ranks are back. Definitely plenty of grinding to do there. I know we didn't even spend that much time on those, but Glory always goes up. And no, Glory is ranking. That goes up and down. Valor only goes up.
Valor always goes up, yeah.
I jumped in one Glory match, and it was against 4 people on a team, and one of my team already left. I was like, all right, I'll try this later. Bye. I didn't even finish the match.
I don't blame you for that.
was-
Yeah, that's just, yeah.
PC player base is already rough. Like, we were, no. So, yeah, and then I did like 3 matches. One I won, one I joined, and about literally a minute later, it was Mercy.
Nice. Mercy
Not by
in your favor?
me. No.
Oh, sorry.
I jumped in, and it was 63 to like 8. I was like, holy crap.
Damn, there need to be some type of reward, good sport reward for you, bonus.
I just like jumped in. I was like, all right, and then it was like 30 seconds later, just finished it out. I was like, oh, okay, that was a quick nothing. But that was for Valor, so I got like a small boost instead of a big boost. But yeah. But the streaks in there are cool. Like if you win 5 games in a row and you're running on teams, then you get more.
Yeah.
I like all the pieces, and I think that's kind of my overall. This sets up the fall hopefully very well.
I agree, and I like I said, I played maybe 6 matches. Started off, my first one was heartbreaking because I think we jumped out to like a 5-1 and couldn't close the deal.
Oh man,
it infuriated me. And I'm like, this is how I'm gonna lose my first match. Like it was horrible. But then after that, kind of went on a 2 losing streak, and then after that, like pulled 3 in a row, sort of streak multiply kick in. So it's gonna be sweaty. It's gonna be, it's gonna be some anxiety. but I did enjoy it. I mean, and I actually didn't have as much problem without the no rater as I thought I did. So again, I know some people really hate that. I'm not gonna, say that they're wrong or whatever thing. It's just look, it's different. I love, the fact that they've added this mechanic into PvP. It's way more competitive, and I can't front. It's that desire to try to get to that, that glory level, to get that Redrix, that carrot. It's there. There's that incentive. So that keeps me going. I know I'm gonna get into it once I get most of my PvE stuff done and my sleeper simulant.
Yeah, so I mean the sleeper, I've seen a couple videos on that thing. It's slightly different, but it still hits like a truck. So
Beast.
oh man,
The beast is back.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty brutal. So if you haven't grinded for that one, definitely look out there. There's some good guides out there. It's gonna be worth it. As for what's the other one I'm thinking of? Oh, the sword.
Yep.
It's kind of a cool grind. It's not overly difficult. Like you don't have to go fight some crazy extreme nightfall level thing. It's just going to take some time, some hunting, looking on some YouTube, looking for guides. So
yeah.
But there's stuff to go find. There's reasons to explore. People had a reason to not actually go play other things and literally just explore. I mean, Esoteric did nothing but that. He built his 45 thing guide, and that's all he was doing. Like, there was no reason to do that up until now in all of Destiny 2. So these are good things. They really are. I like it. Yeah, so, I mean, overall, I have no idea what I would grade this thing. I mean, some pieces are good. The strikes kind of annoy me because of what they are. The loot from the strikes as well, you kind of defeat the whole purpose. But the guns are feeling good. I like the secrets. The story was short, succinct, somewhat unsatisfying to me, but it's like tempered expectations.
Yeah.
Tempered expectations are good for how you feel when you get done, so you don't set it up too high. But for a grade, I still feel like they did not even close to knock it out of the park.
No. I think what's your final grade?
Oh God, dude, that's
give me a letter. Give me a letter.
A letter
with the pluses and minuses. Make it easier.
For me, and this is probably still being C plus.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was going to say it's flirting.
I don't think it's in the B territory. I don't think it's good enough to qualify that. You may have passed, but not well. There are some good things, and with tempered expectations, that might be C plus, C minus, depending on who you are. Definitely better than Curse of Osiris. Gives us something different to do. Gives us some grinding, and I think the C plus, if I see most improved student come fall, then that award will be justified. Yes.
I will say this though. For me, it's C plus, like you, because it's uneven. There's some really good stuff, and there's some really like what's going on here. But I will say this: if the raid layer is good, it can get a B minus. If the raid layer actually lives up to expectation and closes and puts a nice bow on it, that's a big deal for me. Because how I'm really against it. So I'm going to reserve judgment until I play it, go through it, see that ending. C plus for now, but got a shot at a B minus and that raid layer got to be amazing.
That's the kid. Yeah, see, I'm not even.
He's like, I'm not even going to face.
No, I was like, I still think even with that in there, because there's some things that I don't like as much. I still think it hurts against.
It can't get no love from Ebontis.
It might get a C plus plus. I might throw another
plus. Oh my god, you brutal.
Okay, I mean, plus. So if it blows me away, I reserve the right to review my score. But we'll talk next week and we'll see how much it changed. So now, are you going to try and jump in this weekend to try it?
Try the raid?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm down. Absolutely.
Do you just assume it's going to be level 300?
I don't know what it's going to be, honestly. All I know is this. I'm going to be grinding for that sleeper before I start it.
That's the big one. So, sleeper first, then raid. Yeah, I'm probably going to spoil the raid just because I want to know what's coming. So I figured
I might do that too.
Yeah, it's like I'm not too worried about clean run on this one.
I agree.
So I'll check it out and see. Definitely get a feel. Even if I don't run it, I want to know what's going on in it, and that'll kind of give me an idea. But yeah, I'll leave it a C plus for now. I reserve the right to come back, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I think we probably talked your ears off long enough. We're creeping up towards 2 hours. It's an hour and 45. So
long point.
It's a long point. You got some sleep to get to. You got to try and basically get to bed before anybody harangues you. Yep. But yeah, I mean, overall, the grind is back. There are some secrets. The story was, short but to the point. At least you got a conclusion. I'm going to say that. There was an actual conclusion. But again,
Yes.
Curse of Osiris, basically, I just tripped over that bar. So it's so low, it's not hard to beat. But for me, yeah, it's better. I just want to see the fall. I want to see this be a little baby T-ball lob. I want to step them up into the big leagues. I want to see them knock out the fall. That's what I want.
Absolutely. That's what we want. We want this to be the precursor, the positive baby step precursor to knocking out the park, which is hopefully what we're banking on for from everything we've heard on for fall.
Yep. So I do think that'll wrap it up. I've got to head out for a couple errands or so, but yeah, I'll be around. Might get a workout in or something later, but I'll be around for the weekend. I know you will be off and on as well. We will be back next week with thoughts about more grinding, maybe more escalation protocol,
and that raid layer.
And yeah. Now, E3 is June. Is that right?
Yes.
So that's insane.
Oh yeah, it's coming up, man. I got a lot of prep going.
And that's when we figure out about the fall.
Yeah, because
they're going to announce. Oh, I totally forgot the new mode. I mean, I know they mentioned it, but it's actually like even more public than just like podcast now. It's
right.
So we'll see. Something that has never been in a first-person shooter. I haven't the foggiest idea, so I'm just curious. I've like
Battle Royale.
Never in a first-person shooter. That's so weird. I can't imagine.
It's going to be interesting.
Yep.
We're going to see.
Yeah, if they can't get the fall to be amazing, though, I mean, shout out to Kronos in my chat. He's been with us like most of the time. He was like, "Can you mute it for the spoilers?" I was like, "We're done." He's like, "All right, we're back." So, but he says the fall is the make or break for the franchise, and I'm honestly to the point where it's like I think that it has to be because too many of my friends have already basically checked out, and if you can't win them back again until it has a 3 on that box, I think they're out.
Yeah, I agree. If it does not hit every checkbox, they're out of there. And I have no qualms in saying it. It has to be. Otherwise, who knows where this franchise goes from that point forward.
Yep. And there's too many things coming. I mean, this is going to compete with Spider-Man on PlayStation as well. I was like, Spider-Man's like giantly anticipated. Call of Duty. Red Dead Redemption had its little trailer, which...
Division 2, Anthem.
It just keeps coming. So it's a tough place to compete now in the world of gaming. So you got to be good. So
absolutely.
We will see what the future holds, but 3-minute wrap up later. Yeah. Thank you guys as always for chat, for support, all you guys out there on both sides of this, whether it's Twitch or YouTube. Thank you guys. We always have fun doing these. It's nice to have a whole bunch of random stuff to talk about and more to come. Yeah. So we will definitely be back next week. Similar time, at least is the plan, unless something crazy happens. I don't know if I'm working or not yet, so I'll still wait to see.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, but outside of that, we will be back soon. So enjoy your weekend, guys. Have fun with the grind. Take in all the little pieces. As I put on Twitter, it's the only thing we'll get for a little while. So
exactly.
Sip it in piece by piece. Look around the nooks and crannies. Hunt for the puzzles. If you want to do the grind for all those pieces of memory fragments and not cheat yourself, you got some stuff to look for.
You got stuff to do.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. And we still got a summer update as well. Don't forget, we still got faction rallies, bounties, exotic masterworks. We still got stuff for the summer too.
Exotic armor repass.
Armor.
That's yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's that I want to see. So
me too, big time.
All right, guys. Well, that'll wrap it up. Thank you for everything. You follow for me. It's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. It's Ebontis everywhere. So EBONTIS. On YouTube, you guys know, like, subscribe, hit the alert bell, comment below, thoughts, questions, all that stuff. We always appreciate everything. What about you?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. And of course, you know what I'm saying? Oh, now Gaming Addict comes in the chat. Look at him trying to tempt me to blaze. Oh, man. Yeah. So, of course, me, it's the Twitter at Lord Cognito. You know the deal on Iron Law Podcast. Every Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern is the Lord's Day. We will be back in the realm of gaming. Should have maybe a surprise guest. We'll keep you guys posted. That's going to be on the Inner Circle Gaming Network YouTube channel. And, of course, stay tuned here always every Thursday or Friday for Flashpoint with my man Ebontis, talking that Destiny talk that you love to hear. Always fun, always a pleasure. And we're getting ready for that raid lay and stuff to break down next week.
All right. So goodbye, good luck, and to all of you around the world, good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, because I have no idea where you're watching this from or when. So whatever time you're at, whenever time you're at, if you were listening to this in the future, then that's actually kind of cool and fitting. I'm just gonna make you laugh. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Peace.